Alright, it's time for the new event. It's Umbra with Nikita. Still have a few more days, and it looks like they actually did what I've talked about, which is adding a timer for the actual event and not just the exchange. Because before, the timer was just for the exchange, so it was kind of confusing to when the event actually ended, so you couldn't do any of this stuff. But they actually added the timer. I'm sure a lot of other people have suggested that. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but it is kind of funny that the last uh, the last quiz they gave us for the last event, I mentioned that, and then now here it is in the new event. So I like to think it was me that influenced this. So, but let's get into it. Without roots buried deep in the earth, even leaves nurtured by sunlight, sweet dew, and gentle breeze can never flourish. To bear light in one's hands, one must endure solitude, fear no darkness, and shatter hard rock to root deeper. The warm orange afterglow of the setting sun casts an illusion of warmth over the wasteland. Scavenger rubs a chunk of metal against his clothes as he rummages through a heap of trash. Nothing of value, huh? A strange noise from nearby catches his attention. The scavenger tightens his grip on a pair of tongs and storms towards the sound. Damn it, it's gotta be Johnny and those rats again. I already told them this is my turf. This time I'll act. The moment he spots the eyelids, he drops low and hides behind a garbage pile, holding his breath. Good thing I got my gun with me. Damn it, didn't they just sweep this area recently? He peers carefully through gaps in the trash heap to observe. The eyelids haven't noticed him. Their gazes remain locked in the same direction as they snarl hungrily. Is that a person? A stranger, not from around here. The person being cornered is holding a gun in one hand and gripping a black trash bag in the other. In the next moment, the person swings the trash bag at the eyelids, drawing their attention immediately. One leaps up and catches the bag between its teeth midair. Grr, snarl. The eyelids tear into it, shredding plastic and pale flesh like chunks that still vaguely resemble human body parts. That's a human foot. Intestines. Bright red liquid and meat chunks drip from the eyelid's fangs. The scavenger trembles, nausea rising in his throat, but he forces it down. Ugh, gotta run. Now's my chance. Yes, run for it. Terrified, the scavenger flees without looking back. Oh my. Handshake. The mechanical dog places its paw on Nikita's palm as the children cheer with delight. Nikita glances at the children. There's more. Kulich, fetch Lily's gift. At her signal, the mechanical dog leaps up, drags a package from the pile of presents sitting in the corner of the office, and carries it to the girl. Is this for me? Wow, it's a toy gun model. Thank you, Nikita. Kulich is amazing. Woof woof. I want a present too. Get in line, everyone gets one. Listen to Nikita, no pushing now. Okay. Amid the joyful chaos, a figure appears at the office entrance. Miss Grace, Mangi Security's regular aid delivery has arrived. Could you check and sign for it? I'll cover for you here. Ah, Mr. David. Mangi Security is always so punctual with their support. Thank you so much. The young teacher blushes, clearly quite fond of the friendly young man. Miss Nikita is handing out gifts to the kids. Please help keep things under control. I'll be back shortly. No problem. Leave it to me. The curly-haired young man smiles warmly and walks towards the children. Over here, kiddos. Line up and everyone gets one. Long time no see, Nikita. It's been a while. How's work lately? Heard rumors that the Public Security Administration introduced a new salary framework. You get a decent raise? I can't comment. Regulations prohibit discussing our wages. Oh, come on now. Rules are just rules. What's the big deal anyway? But judging from the gifts you bought, you don't seem much better off than before. ... Haha, sorry. There I go, poking my nose into other people's business again. I'll stop. David scratches his nose awkwardly. Still, it's a shame someone as capable as you is stuck doing frontline grunt work at the PSA. If you decide to join Mangi, you'll have way more room to grow, and better promotion opportunities and pay too. With a raise, you could get even nicer gifts for the kids. Thanks for the recognition, but I think it's really cool that Nikita is a public security officer. Last time I saw her rescue hostages on TV, it was so awesome. Me too. I saw her on the street once during a school field trip. I felt super safe. If she quits being a security officer, we might not see her anymore. How could that be? She'll still visit when she can. Nikita pats the kids on the head. I'll still visit often, with Coolidge. Alright, everyone go play now. In response to the command, Coolidge bounces off and leads the children away. Mr. David, I don't believe doing frontline work is a waste of my ability. You've invited me to switch jobs repeatedly. I assume you've looked into my background? Yes, that's why we want you. Griffin was one of the rare companies in the field that were both competent and ethical. We were all sorry to see it dismantled. I take great pride in my time at Griffin, but it was nonetheless a confounding experience. Sometimes I wasn't sure who the real enemy was. But here at the PSA, things are much cleaner. I protect civilians. My enemies are those who threaten them. Everything I do aligns with that goal univocally. And I really like this feeling of unambiguity. Haha, I see. You are certainly more principled than most humans, Nikita. Thanks. As for the money, I just do my best to provide what I can for the kids. So far now, I have no plans to change jobs. She watches the happy children with a quiet smile. Fair enough, as long as you're happy. Mr. David, I'm back. Sorry, Mrs. Cheronova also delivered a bunch of supplies, so I checked them together. I hope the kids weren't too rowdy. Not at all, everything's fine. Miss Chernova came by? Coolidge, get the birthday gift for Yuna. Oh, there's no need, Nikita. Miss Chernova didn't bring her daughter today, saying she's off on vacation in another satellite city. Hey, don't you both work at the PSA? Can't you give it to her at work? We're in different jurisdictions and different roles. Our paths don't cross at work. I see. Then we'll just have to wait till she comes back. A vacation. How nice. Maybe you should take our kids on a trip too. Got any recommendations, Mr. David? That's a tough one. I'm not good at picking holiday destinations. ... Coolidge circles Nikita, gift in mouth. uncertain what to do. It's okay, we'll give it to her later. Coolidge, put that back for no... Nikita's communicator rings with the PSA's emergency alert tone, a sharp sound that cuts through the joyful air like a blade. Illegal drug smuggling? What's wrong? An emergency? Yes, I have to head back now. Grace, I'll leave the rest here and pick them up later. Coolidge, let's go. Ah, okay. I don't know why I'm saying that. Nice little introduction to her character, I guess. Man, that one word was really giving me trouble. But, alright, let's see what we got here. In the empty factory, several shadowy figures slip into hidden corners. This is Nikita calling Captain Jarvert. I've arrived at Cordon Point A to the west of the factory, awaiting orders. Nikki, Point A, one of factory exits must hold prevent escape. Her captain's voice is scrambled with static, barely audible. Copy that. She signals her team, offers her spring into action instantly and scatter into position. While monitoring her assigned area, Nikita tunes her receiver to maximum gain and listens for tactical audio cues. Oof. A burst of strange static disrupts her comms. Third assault need back. This is the 2nd Patrol Detachment. Nikita, ID code 040901D. Please respond if you copy. This is 3rd Assault Squad, ambushed in warehouse area, requesting back. Ag. Gunshots and screams are drowned out by the noise of metal crashing. After trying the communicator a few more times, Nikita quickly switches to the internal channel. This is Nikita calling Captain Jarvert. I received a distress signal from the 3rd Assault Squad. Do we respond? Can't reach him. Comms might be down. But what distress signal? I didn't receive anything on my end. Must be another frequency cutting in. Gunfire still echoes faintly through the comms. Nikita ponders for a moment. You all stay here. I'll go check. Wait, Nikita. I'll be right back. How do I do this? I don't have Nikita. So should I just use my my vector to wipe everybody out? It's not lore accurate though. That's the issue.
Okay. わかった。はっ、了解しました。あらあら、ターゲット確認。
Nikita clears the hostiles along the way as she heads into the factory warehouse. Thick white smoke fills the room, obscuring her vision. The gas isn't poisonous, it's potassium nitrate. Maybe gunfire has triggered the fire suppression system? She activates the micro-thermal imaging module in her optics. There. Someone is lying on the floor just ahead. She rushes forward with her weapon raised. That's a PSA uniform. Still alive. Hang in there. Don't move. Drop your weapon. Stay away from the victim. Heavy boots close in, surrounding her from all sides. She sees PSA insignias through the thick smoke. I'm Nikita, 2nd Patrol Detachment, ID 040901D. I repeat, drop the weapon and step back. ... Nikita sets the gun on the floor, takes a step back and raises her hands. 040901D. Due to the breach of protocol, your operations are suspended. You are to be returned for investigation. Wait. That's an order, not a negotiation. 040901D. Comply. Click. The handcuffs she's heard countless times now close around her own wrist.
やっと終わった。帰ったら一日寝てもいい？やばい。
So it's pretty obvious she was probably set up or something. That's where I'm getting at. Because we've tangled with Mangy Squad, haven't we? Or no, they said there were PSA people. Never mind. I think it was still a setup, obviously. Or maybe a way to get her to quit so that way she has to join Mangy Squad or Mangy Security. It's a weird way to do it, but that's just my theory. Hello, I'm looking for Captain Jarvert Roberts of the 2nd Patrol Detachment. Is he in the office right now? Nikita, it's you again. I've already told you many times. According to the directive, you're not even supposed to be inside the Public Security Administration building, let alone requesting to see your former superior. I just want to offer a detailed explanation regarding the accusations stated in the dismissal notice, and clarify what actually happened during the incident. Don't waste your breath on me. I'm just a receptionist. I don't understand any of that. But what I do know is this. The dismissal order must be followed without exception. Please leave immediately or I will call security. I don't know where these rumors about risk of going haywire for my model came from, but I'd appreciate a chance to explain myself regarding the accusation of violating protocol. Let me give you a piece of friendly advice. For old time's sake, any doll dismissed by the original department in the satellite city has a 2-week grace period to find a new job and affiliation. If you still haven't found one after that, you'd better pray you don't get scanned by any ID scanners. Now, please leave. Don't make this harder than it has to be. ... Realizing that any appeal would be futile, Nikita no longer bothers to argue. Before leaving, she takes a long hard look at the emblem of the Public Security Administration on the wall. The emblem that once gave her strength and conviction now looks especially cold and ruthless. Right, if I were to file a cross-jurisdiction appeal... Vehicles come and go at the entrance to the orphanage. Nikita stands quietly by the gate. One of the security guards sees her and leans out the window. Nikita, you've been standing outside the entrance for days now, but you never came in. Did something happen? I'm waiting for someone. Who? I can help keep a lookout and let you know when they arrive. Thanks, but that won't be necessary. Suddenly, the person Nikita has been waiting for appears within her field of vision. Wait, Miss Anessa Chernova. Hearing her name, the woman stops and turns around, and is rather surprised to see Nikita. Nikita? Sorry to trouble you, but could I have a moment of your time? I need a favor to ask. The woman looks puzzled, but she stops to listen. Nikita decides to speak as concisely as possible. Thank you for your time, ma'am. I used to work for the Public Security Administration in Jurisdiction E5. During a recent mission, I was wrongfully accused of violating protocols and dismissed from the force. I've tried to appeal, but all channels have been closed to me. And what do you want from me? Judging by your uniform and insignia, your rank is higher than mine. I'm hoping you could assist me with filing a cross-jurisdiction appeal. Cross-jurisdiction appeals are highly unlikely. We've never worked together officially. Even if I outrank you, I can't vouch for you. However, I can at least help you contact your superior and pass along the message. If you can help me get in touch with my captain, I would be very grateful. His name is Jarvert Roberts. ODE 13, Captain of the 2nd Patrol Detachment in Jurisdiction E5, correct? You looked into me? You've had frequent contact with Yuna. For her safety, it's only natural that I check your background. It's a reasonable explanation. Nikita, imprint model VSK-94, suspected of violating protocol in Operation Codename 342, causing injuries to a fellow officer. Further mechanical inspection revealed irreparable performance defects. Result, dismissal. That's what you're trying to appeal, right? How do you know all that? Because I was the one who orchestrated everything. ... See, I knew it was a setup. The unexpected answer hits Nikita like a lightning strike, but she only frowns briefly before immediately sizing up the woman in front of her. Even through the sunglasses, Nikita can sense that the woman's previously warm, smiling eyes have turned unreadable, as if there's some creature lurking just beneath the surface. Let me properly reintroduce myself. My name is Anessa Grevgorina Chernova, head of the Counterintelligence and Investigation Intelligence Division of the Public Security Administration. Man, that was a mouthful. Apologies for not disclosing this earlier. It just didn't seem relevant, since our work didn't overlap. And now it is? Heh, no need to be so guarded. I'll explain everything. But this isn't the right place for a conversation. Let's get in the car. I know a better location. Wait, before that, can you show me some valid identification? Even if you're carrying a PSA badge, I can't just take your word for it. Not bad. Even after the dismissal, you still take your basic precautions. Here, take a look. Anessa presents her electrical ID for Nikita to verify. Well, satisfied I'm not lying? Your credentials check out. Thank you for your cooperation. Then, shall we go? Sit wherever you like. I'll make us some coffee. After taking in her surroundings, Nikita sits down on the sofa in the cabin. The cabin is well hidden and soundproof. Not a sound can be heard from outside. The distress call you heard during that mission was actually a pre-recorded audio clip prepared by my tech team. We disguised it as coming from the squad's primary frequency and inserted it into your comms receiver through interference. So, the entire rescue was just a staged performance that you orchestrated, just to get me dismissed? Your composure surprises me. I thought you'd be more upset after learning you were set up. How my emotional module functions is none of your concern. To me, this is simply filling in the blanks. I already know the method and the outcome. Now I want to learn your motive. But before that, I'd like to know, was that team member really injured? Anessa raises an eyebrow. You care about that? Don't worry, no one was actually hurt. They're all my subordinates, acting under my special orders. You can consider it part of the show. Very well, then please answer my next question. Why did you orchestrate this whole performance? Sometimes, for more people to enjoy the sunlight, someone has to do the things in the dark, things that can't see the light of day. You used to work for a PMC. You should know how this kind of thing works. When I worked for the PMC, The commander whom I served under was always upright. I'm not familiar with the kind of things that can't see the light of day that you're referring to. If there's something you want me to do, just say it directly. I'll assess whether I can do it after I've heard the details. Alright, since you're being this straightforward, I'll skip the preamble. Realizing Nikita's extremely direct demeanor, Inessa adjusts her tone. During the recent operation to seize illegal drugs, we captured some suspects, but upon investigation, they turned out to just be low-level runners. The real big players are still hiding in the shadows. On top of that, we've received an anonymous report implicating Mangy Security. We need someone to go undercover inside Mangy Security and gather concrete evidence of their involvement in the illegal drug trafficking. Mangy Security? Are you sure? Yes, the same Mangy Security that makes donations to orphanages, just like we do. Can I take a look at that report? Of course. Inessa opens a drawer and hands Nikita a stack of documents. The report includes a blurry photo. In it, a person wearing a Mangy Security uniform is sitting on a worn-out sofa, holding a vial of some substance. What he's holding is the contraband drug in question. In the industry, it's known as Vitalis. It's rumored to treat doll syndrome, but in reality, it contains minimal active ingredients and is highly addictive. Long-term use leads to mental instability, severe paranoia, and an inability to distinguish fantasy from reality. Doll syndrome? Oh, that's a common psychological illness among people who live and work long-term in satellite cities. Patients feel that they've fought tooth and nail for the right to live in a satellite city, hoping for a comfortable life, only to discover all their efforts merely serve to make life easier for the privileged in the white zones. That realization makes them feel like they've been downgraded from humans to dolls. They often develop strong hostility toward actual dolls. No offense. None taken. So we're investigating this substance called Vitalis? Are there any other photos? No. This photo was likely taken covertly. The sender's IP was randomly generated, probably to avoid retaliation. A single photo like this can't serve as evidence linking to Mangy Security to Vitalis. We do have a few fragmented clues, but it's not sufficient for making formal accusations. And that's exactly why I need you. Nikita casts Inessa a searching look. Inessa meets her gaze calmly. One last question. Why me? You've had close contact with people from Mangy Security, haven't you? Inessa places another photo on the table and pushes it toward Nikita. The man in the photo is David. The angle clearly indicates that it was taken without his knowledge. Not exactly close, but he has been actively trying to recruit me. He's been encouraging me to jump ship and join Mangy. Then joining them would be a natural step for you. Would it really be that easy? I was dismissed for protocol violations and performance defects. Would Mangy Security really take in someone like that? In reality, your performance defects don't exist. That would become apparent in any baseline diagnostics. As for the protocol violations, well, you know how rigid the government organizations are. Private security firms have very different standards and protocols. Believe me, they won't easily pass up this rare opportunity to recruit a high-performance tactical doll like you. Nikita eyes the document spread out before her, then looks up at Nissa's face again. So after I complete this mission, what happens to me? You can go wherever you want. You can even come back to the Public Security Administration. I'll reinstate your service records. Of course, you have every right to turn down this mission. It's dangerous after all. In time, I'll clear your name and you can still return to work. If you have such a thorough plan, why didn't you speak to me about it beforehand? What's wrong? Didn't like being falsely accused? Nikita frowns slightly as she laughs in silence, her thoughts pulled back to that moment when her colleague pointed a gun at her. She pushes away the unpleasant memory, focusing instead on Nissa's words and the core of the matter. No, It's just that with prior communication, I could have responded better. Everything before this felt senseless. For a moment, I even doubted myself and the PSA. I don't like feeling that kind of doubt. Haha, I didn't even know dolls have existential crises. That's not funny. The mood, which had lightened a little, now grows heavy again. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I really should have explained the situation to you. This is the general consensus around undercover work, but clearly you've never done this sort of thing before. Anissa sits up straight. Let me put it this way. The reason I didn't talk to you beforehand is because I wanted the whole thing to feel natural, as if you were really dismissed for violating protocol. The less staged it looks, the better. Most undercover agents are trained early on, so they can perform convincingly. But someone like you, who's been chosen on short notice, might act unnaturally due to hesitation if warned in advance. You could have made mistakes that would have been used against you somewhere down the line. That may be true, but weren't you worried about things would go wrong? Like if I didn't follow the script? But you did come to me. Anessa smiles faintly. I wasn't wrong about you. Your pursuit of truth has brought you here. That kind of resolve is exactly what an undercover agent needs. And what else does undercover work require? Let's see. Tolerance for loneliness and boredom, acceptance of the fact that you will give your all and likely receive nothing in return. You'll have to blend into the crowd, and whether you succeed or fail, you can never speak of it. ... So, are you willing to take the mission? Nikita looks into Anessa's eyes, sensing a scrutinizing gaze behind her glasses. A strange emotion rises in her neural cloud, but she dismisses it as system noise. Dolls don't overthink, at least I don't. If it's something that helps people, something that's right, I'll do it. Anissa smiles and extends her hand. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. Then, here's to a successful collaboration. Nikita looks at the offered hand and shakes it gently. Right. Ooh. Hey, I was right. I knew it was a setup. It was just, I don't know. It just felt a little cliche. But I didn't think it was her that did it. I thought it was because of Mangy's security that did the setup. Because David wanted her to join Mangy's security, but she didn't want to, so they set up the whole thing where she got fired. That way she can recruit him, or he can recruit him, I mean. But I was close. Two months after joining Mangy's security. Having just wrapped up a task, Nikita runs into David in the hallway. Hey Nikita, haven't seen you since your onboarding. How's it going? Settling in alright? More or less. Whoa, your robo-dog actually passed approval? HR must really like you. So, how's the pay? Must be enough to get the kids at the orphanage something better, huh? Isn't it explicitly stated in our contract that we're not to discuss salary with coworkers? Ah, don't be so rigid, but fine. It's cool if you want to keep it to yourself. The salaries of dolls and humans aren't exactly comparable to begin with. Alright, Nikita, come to Hangar 3 after lunch. I'll introduce you to the team you'll be doing the next week's Lawn Haul transport mission with. Lawn Haul transport? What, no one told you yet? Hang on, let me check. Nikita pulls out her terminal, which shows an unread task on her checklist. Haha, you've got to check your task list on time. That's something dolls should be even better at than humans, right? Man, I'm telling you, this is one of the company's key transport routes. Usually, only the vets get... David frowns as he notices that Nikita is still focused on her terminal. Nikita, you listening? I heard everything, but I got something to do right now. See you this afternoon, Captain David. Let's go, Coolidge. Hey, wait, I'm not finished. Before David can react, Nikita has already rushed off with her mechanical dog. Just... what are you mad for, bro? To conclude, nothing suspicious has been found for now. You've just joined Mangy Security, and you're carrying out the most basic frontline tasks. It's normal that they won't expose you to core operations yet, especially since you used to work in the PSA. The key is to blend in and become part of their background. Speaking of core operations, I just received a task today. One that's usually assigned only to more senior members. Nikita hands her work terminal to Anessa. A long-haul transport from ODE 13 to LVI 14. Cargo category, food. Anessa taps the armrest of her seat with a finger. That's very suspicious. The route passes through loosely regulated, or rather, completely unregulated, contamination zones. There's plenty of opportunity for foul play. You mean there's a chance the cargo could be swapped in the contamination zone? Exactly. But if Mangy Security really does run illegal ops like that, they'd normally assign someone experienced and familiar with their internal workings. It's odd that they entrust this to someone like you after just 2 months. I understand. I'll stay alert and treat it as a regular transport unless something seems off. I'm counting on you. Oh, and take this. Anessa hands Nikita a USB drive. A little gadget developed by our tech team. It can automatically generate neural logs. All my doll agents have one, to pass routine neural cloud inspections. From what I remember, Mangy Security takes neural log submissions every 2 months. The next one is coming up soon, right? Tomorrow, actually. Perfect timing. This will get you through the inspection just fine. I also have something for you, or rather, for your daughter. Nikita hands her a neatly wrapped box. This is for Yuna? A toy walkie-talkie and a recon manual. It's the public security officer toy set I promised Yuna. She's already received the toy badge. This is the rest of it. Oh, I see. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Anessa seems a bit distracted. She accepts the box stiffly. Yuna said her dream is to become a public security officer. She has a strong sense of justice. I like her a lot, so it's my pleasure. Please give this to her when she returns from her trip. Anessa gently caresses the box as something comes to mind. Mama, the day after tomorrow is my birthday. The investigation shows... What did you say? Yuna's birthday is the day after tomorrow. Ah, right, sweetheart. Happy birthday. What gift do you want? I want the new security officer outfit from Disneyland. Can I have it, Mama? Of course. Once Mama finishes this report, we'll go buy it together, okay? Yay, thank you, Mama. In the end, that case was too complicated, and it completely slipped my mind. But Yuna never brought it up again. When that case was closed, she even baked me cookies to celebrate. She really is such a considerate child. She is. So warm-hearted. She deserves the world. Ahem. Realizing she's gotten emotional, Anessa clears her throat and puts on a polite smile. Anyway, thank you, Nikita. Yuna may be away for a while, but I'll make sure to pass on your kindness. No need to thank me. Nikita isn't sure if it's her imagination, but Anessa's smile seems a bit forced. After Nikita leaves, Anessa sits alone on the sofa and dials a number on her terminal. The ringtone lasts a long time before the other end finally picks up. It's me. Everything is proceeding according to plan. She hasn't noticed anything suspicious. Her PSA records have already been deleted. There's no way back for her. Yes, I understand. I'll continue to report to you if anything comes up. Wait. Inessa straightens up slightly. I want to ask about Yuna. Last time I heard her voice, she sounded like she had the flu. She's recovered? She's swimming now? She's got a weak constitution. She'll probably need some nutritional supplements after swimming. I'll send you a list later. Please help buy them if you can. Okay, thank you. The call ends. Inessa massages the bridge of her nose, then looks down at the beautifully wrapped box on the table. Apart from the officer-themed toys, it also contains a cute plush mascot wearing a mini PSA uniform. She picks up the plush and buries her face in its soft, fluffy fabric, just as she used to bury her face in Yuna's thick hair when hugging her countless times. A week later, the night before the transport mission. Even though the cargo swap is more likely to happen in the contamination zone, avoiding the surveillance she had previously scoped out, Nikita sneaks into the cargo hold. Just in case, I should inspect the cargo beforehand. Suddenly, a sound comes from the small door at the back of the hold. Nikita ducks behind a shelf. Damn, that Anthony kid is getting greedier by the day. His asking price keeps going up. How much did you give him? 200 credit tokens for 1 hour. 1 hour, and he's even limiting our access time to the cargo hold. Apparently someone might notice if we take too long. Who's gonna notice once we wipe the visitor logs and surveillance footage? Plus, the guy always wanders off around this time. As long as the missing cargo goes unnoticed, no one's gonna bother checking the footage. Honestly, it feels like we're overpaying. Better safe than sorry. Damn it, these people are ruthless. Let's raise the price of this shipment too. We'll earn it all back with interest. Raise it again? You're not afraid no one will buy it? Oh, they'll buy it. Those poor bastards in the contamination zones rely on this stuff to survive. Nikita identifies the true intruders through voice imprint analysis. One is David, and the other is a transport team member whom he previously introduced. ... It's them. David, how many crates are we taking this time? Same as usual, 3. Only 3? Come on, this shipment is huge. We can sneak out more and no one would notice. Ow, why'd you hit me? If we get caught, we're screwed. Ever heard of caution? I teamed up with you because I thought you had some brains. Now I'm starting to think I should have gone with a doll. At least she'd be obedient like a dog. Hey, that's going too far. The transport team member tries to argue but shuts up when he sees David's dark expression. He gulps. Fine. 3 crates it is. Screw this. Why am I stuck with a lunatic like you? Anyway, speaking of dolls, what's the deal with that Nikita you introduced us to? Only 2 months in and she's already doing covert transports? Who knows what HQ is thinking? They had me cozy up to her ages ago and poach her from the PSA. Every time I talk to her, I feel sick. With how much they value her and how she's learning our business, you don't think she's being groomed to replace you as squad leader, do you? I told you, I have no idea what those pampered fatsos upstairs are planning. Even if she replaces me, what can I do? These days, actual people have it worse than dolls. Calm down, man. But here's another possibility. What if we've been found out for smuggling, and Nikita was sent to spy on us? Highly unlikely. Aside from Anthony, we haven't left any traces, and Anthony's in this with us. If we go down, so does he. Still, keeping an eye on her wouldn't hurt, if she ever does find out. David's eyes flash dangerously on his grim face. She's just a doll. We'll scrap her and be done with it. Yeah, exactly. Just a damn doll. Come on, let's load the stuff into your vehicle. The two men bustle about in the cargo hold for a while, then disappear behind the door with the cargo. Nikita steps out from the shadows of the shelves. Smuggling cargo. Deliberate collision. She shifts her gaze to the goods on the shelves. She opens one of the crates. Inside are neatly stacked canned fruits. The packaging suggests black currants. These absolutely can't be regular fruit preserves. Otherwise, they wouldn't be taking such a huge risk. Nikita reaches towards the crate, but quickly withdraws her hand. It's not the time yet. I need to find a chance to investigate David. He just said load the stuff into your vehicle. Mangi Security's transport convoy enters a bleak town in the contamination zone and stops at a supply station. David, the transport squad leader, gets out of the vehicle, followed closely by Nikita. Watching the station staff bustle around refilling water and recharging the truck, David makes a remark. Even in a hazmat suit, I can feel how foul the air is. It's suffocating. How do these people get used to surviving in this kind of environment? Haha. Just a quick side note, even just his face, it's so, like, when he's mad compared to this face, it's so weird. ... Oh, right, I almost forgot. You're a doll. Guess robots don't need to breathe, huh? Though you do mimic the action. That's just to simulate human breathing, to avoid triggering the uncanny valley effect. Dolls don't actually need to breathe. How thoughtful. Anyway, Nikita, I'm stepping away for a bit to buy some stuff. Keep an eye on things here. An explosion cuts him off. Several ramshack armored cars and motorbikes roar past, kicking up thick clouds of dust. It's Viagers. Why are they suddenly... David visibly panics in the face of the Viagers' assault. Captain David, order everyone to combat readiness and evacuate the civilians. I'll hold the front line. I'm the captain. I don't need orders from a doll. Just go. Ha 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 ha, boys. Look what we've got here. Fresh meat. Slaughter them all. Alright, it's a bit excessive. Robbery is a serious offense, and I'm here to arrest all of you. Huh? You? I'm plenty enough to deal with the likes of you. Well, not you, but maybe Vector, because we can flame all of these guys. And my game is lagging a little bit. My game is gonna lag heavily. It's because it hasn't warmed up to what's going on. Oh, maybe not all of you, wow. Okay. Well, you got me there. Unless I move her and just do this. Oh, yeah. Nikita moves through the battlefield like a panther, her actions sufficient and lethal without any flashy moves. For those who glimpse her even briefly, it's already too late. Their fate is sealed. Wait, this transport team's got a doll that strong? Our intel must have been wrong. Screw the intel. Just grab what we can or this whole trip's wasted. Okay, you draw the tin can's attention, I'll hijack the truck and drive off. Whatever we get is ours. You're sending me into the line of fire while you make off with the loot? You think I'm a damn fool? A dirty rust bucket like you dares to lay a hand on my bros? You're so dead. As one of them revs a motorbike and charges at Nikita, the two men stop arguing and exchange a look. Let's go, bro. Split the take. Ha, my thoughts exactly. Not far away, Nikita notices the suddenly moving mangy security transport vehicle and immediately spots the two sneaky men in the cab. She checks her sidearm, dashes up the nearby ladder in 3 quick steps, then hurls herself towards the charging Viagra biker. Wait. She kicks him off the motorbike mid-charge, grabs the handlebars mid-air, and swings herself onto the bike using its momentum. After steadying it, she guns the throttle and speeds after the truck. Thud. A dull impact hits the truck roof. The two Viagras in the cab glance at each other. What the hell was that? Probably just another damn rock falling on your head. Ha ha ha. We've hit the jackpot. A whole truckload. Oh, right. This stuff's in high demand in the decontamination zones. We can jack up the price like crazy. But we're supposed to turn it in, remember? Knowing the boss, how much do you think we'll actually get? You've got a point. Maybe we should just pocket it all? Are you insane? Still, if we can just skim a little off the top. Gunshots ring out before he finishes. Bullets pierce the window, hitting the driver's hand with deadly precision. Bliat! The truck veers wildly across the terrain. The two inside are tossed around like ragdolls. Nikita seizes the moment and leaps through the shattered window. Grabbing the steering wheel with one hand, she aims her gun with the other and fires 2 precise shots into their legs. Nikita slams on the brakes, fighting the wheel, and barely stops the truck from crashing into a massive roadside boulder. She ties up the two Viagras and sets them aside before inspecting the cargo. Many of the cans were damaged during the commotion. Black currant syrup and fruit are spilled everywhere. Those are definitely black currants. In one of the cracked cans, Nikita spots the corner of a small plastic bag. She picks it up. Inside is a sealed sachet of brownish yellow powder. Could this be used to make Vitalis? Ow. Hey, doll lady, please spare us. We're gonna bleed out at this rate. You didn't get hit in any major arteries. You'll live. Now, I need more intel on Vitalis. Where do you usually sell them? She shakes the bag in front of them. You guys don't even know what you're transporting? Ow. We sell them to underground brokers, or small taverns in the contamination zones. Ugh. They brew it into drinks and sell it to poor bastards suffering from radiation sickness. Radiation sickness? You mean Elid? What now? I don't know. Please, lady. No, Madame Doll. I can't remember stuff like that. You mean that disease where your body grows, rots and stuff? I think taking too much of this makes people dumb or something. So this isn't the raw material for Vitalis? What now? Never heard of that. Figures. It's a psychological condition unique to Satellite City residents. Then what is this stuff called? You must know that at least. Look, lady. Madame Doll, you let us go, and I'll tell you all about it. Before he can finish, a cold black muzzle is pressed to his forehead. He looks up at Nikita, who is staring down at him with an expression as cold as steel. You know very well, there's no room for negotiation between us.
作戦終了。帰ろっか。
I have a sense of belief that they don't actually know what it is, but it's just called something different. Like, it's probably Vitalis, but it's just, they just don't know that it's called that. It's probably something else. The canned food transported by Mangi security concealed a substance called iridis, a brown powder rumored to contain anti-elid properties. Its ingredients are unknown. It is often mixed into beverages and sold to elid patients. Its actual effectiveness is unverified, but it has not passed regulatory approval. It is, without question, a banned substance. Nikita pulls out a small plastic sachet and hands it to Anissa, who is seated on the sofa. I retrieved this on site. I have video evidence to back it up. ... Anissa opens the sachet, pours the powder onto her palm, and rubs it between her fingers. You weren't discovered while collecting this evidence, were you? I don't think so. I destroyed the truck's dashcam. The only two eyewitnesses were the two Viators. I tossed them into a ravine. Statistically, there should be no solid evidence against me. Lack of evidence doesn't mean you won't be suspected. No witnesses also means no one to testify for you. Both you and the physical evidence disappeared for too long. If there's any discrepancy in the cargo count later, suspicions will naturally fall on you. It doesn't matter if they do. This evidence is enough to indict Mangi security, and by then, I should be reinstated in the PSA. Hold on, who said you're coming back? The mission isn't finished. Our goal is to uncover evidence of them trafficking Vitalis. Finding evidence of Enduris, a banned substance, should prompt a full investigation by the PSA. That would likely lead to clues about Vitalis, no? Besides, if the Viator's claims are true, Erdis is already causing serious harm in the contamination zones. The longer it's left unchecked, the more people will be endangered. Nikita, I'm not dismissing the results of your investigation, but... Anissa rubs the bridge of her nose. First of all, these security companies backed by big corporations have countless ways to avoid risk. Just this bit of evidence isn't enough for a full investigation, and we could lose the chance to keep digging into Vitalis. Secondly, please remember our jurisdiction. We are the Public Security Administration of Satellite City ODE-13. We're responsible for ODE-13 residents. The residents of the contamination zones are not under our protection. So you're saying there won't be any action taken regarding Erdis? There will be, just not right now. We'll file the evidence for archival. Just filing it? Nikita. Anissa's tone darkens. I know that justice is a core key word in your foundational logic, but justice in the real world isn't so simple. Sometimes in order to achieve a greater justice, you have to allow some losses to happen, even if it contradicts your programming. So in order to protect justice, we must turn a blind eye to illegal activity? That logic makes no sense to me. Also, you said the contamination zones aren't within our jurisdiction, but think of it another way. Residents of ODE-13 are committing crimes. Doesn't that warrant immediate action? Don't play word games with me. I understand that this is very difficult for adults to grasp. You just need to follow orders. From now on, act cautiously and keep a low profile. Record things, but don't interfere. Gradually work your way into the inner circle. Understood? Nikita locks eyes with Anissa for a long moment, then finally looks away. Understood. Justice isn't so simple. No, justice is simple. Don't let those who hurt others walk free, no matter the situation. Always do what you believe is right. You guys don't even know what you're transporting? Ow. We sell them to underground brokers or small taverns in the contamination zones. Ugh. They brew it into drinks and sell it to poor bastards suffering from radiation sickness. Radiation sickness? You mean Elid? People are committing crimes. People are dying because of it. As someone who knows the truth and has the ability to do something, I can't just sit by and do nothing. As the workday ends, employees stream out of the building. Once Nikita confirms that David has left, she walks against the crowd into the building. Countless terminal screens cast a faint blue glow on the empty office. Nikita moves among them and sits at her own desk, pretending to be working on a report as she discreetly connects to level 2. Found it. David's IP address, but it's password protected. Nikita cracks her knuckles. Let's do this. Alright, time for another easy clear. Because I still don't have Nikita. But I do have 20 more spins till I get a guaranteed elite. Technically 28, but
了解
I'm hoping at least before the event ends I get her. Just some recent transport logs. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. Nikita scans through the logs carefully. Multiple shipments to the Phoebe factory in LVI-14. Why would a pharmaceutical factory need so much? Wine and drinking glasses. Even if it's for employee benefits, the quantity and frequency are excessive. Maybe these, like the canned black currants, are just cover goods to conceal banned substances? She spots the PSA Border Patrol stamp at the bottom of the shipping manifest. Her expression darkens. Right, why didn't I think of this earlier? Hang on. While flipping through the pages, Nikita notices a peculiar number. Among the long string of nearly identical timestamps, one transport log stands out. Order 207-10209. Same route, but the transportation time was nearly double the usual duration. Listed reason, a collapse storm. Suddenly, her personal communicator rings. She exits level 2 temporarily. Caller unknown. Hello? This is Nikita. Hiya Nikita, it's Mosen Nagant. Nagant and I are on an assignment in ODE 13 right now. Why did you leave the PSA? Mosen, Nagant? Surprised by the unexpected call, Nikita instinctively glances at the security camera on the ceiling. I can't really talk right now. Oh, sure. If you're free tonight, come meet us at District K, number 153. Let's hang out. See ya. Got it. The call ends. Nikita thinks for a moment. If I remember correctly, Mosen Nagant works for the Public Security Administration too, though in a different satellite city. A plan begins to form in her neural cloud. But there's one more thing I need to do first. Nikita bats up the transport records, logs out of David's terminal, and turns on the screen. In the deserted hallway, she stands before the door to the surveillance room. Looks like I won't be buying toys for the kids this month. She nods several times, but no one answers. Just as she's about to inspect the door's keypad, she hears footsteps behind her. The surveillance operator appears, holding a meal container. Looks like he was out for dinner. A doll? What do you want? Though caught off guard, Nikita recovers quickly. You must be Mr. Anthony. I'm Nikita. Captain David sent me to confirm that the previous footage was properly deleted. David? He glances around cautiously and lowers his voice. You're new? Haven't seen you before. I was brought into Mangy Security by Captain David, working for him on the inside. Fine. Of course the footage was deleted. Does the paranoid bastard not trust me? May I double check? It's not your place to tell me what to do, doll. If David has doubts, let him come himself. He should know by now I don't work for free. Gotta pay up if he wants something done. Could I please double check? I said no. He abruptly stops, his eyes fixating on the card in Nikita's hand. I just found this in the hallway. A withdrawal card worth 250 credit tokens. No idea who dropped it. Ahem. I'll take that. I'll drop it at the lost and found. I'll be back in 15 minutes. After he leaves, Nikita slips into the surveillance room and closes the door. Countless screens emit a faint white glow in the room, like eyes, all watching the intruder in their domain. Nikita steps up to the control panel and begins searching. Oh yeah, this is gonna be easy.
Yokai.
I mean, maybe just do something like this. That should be fine. Is it possible to hit this guy on the side too, though? Nah. Well, I can, but I won't kill. Yeah, I want to kill those guys. Oh, I can't even reach that. Oh no, lag. Found it. Data floods into her neural cloud as she navigates her level 2. A particular frame catches her attention. In it, David is seen getting out of a vehicle. Nikita notes down the license plate number. If the employee garage weren't only accessible to staff with registered vehicles, I wouldn't need to check the surveillance. Anyway, I've got the plate. Now, wait a minute. The footage continues. A familiar figure appears, getting into David's private car. Isn't that Yuna? And Nessa's daughter? What's she got to do with Mangy Security? Later, in a cafe in the commercial district, Nikita meets up with Mozenagant and her team. Huh? Protocol violation? Seriously? What happened exactly? It's complicated. Oh, sounds like you're hiding something. It's been a while since Griffin. I remember back then, Nikita was the most by the book of us all. But wow, your workplace has such a bad vibe. The front desk totally flipped out and threw us out when they've heard we were looking for you. What did you do to your poor co-workers? Ahem, Senna. Sorry, Nikita. If you don't want to talk, just ignore her. She just likes stirring the pot. Stirring the pot? I'm just curious. And hey, you yourself were wondering why she left the PSA before she got here, remember? I was not. You totally were. You practically had, ooh, gossip, gimme, written all over your face. Be honest with yourself, senior. Nagant, who drinks milk. I did not. Cut it out already. And what's wrong with milk anyway? It's not that I don't want to talk. Nikita speaks calmly, her expression composed but earnest. It's just that a lot of strange things have happened to me recently, things that are hard to explain. Right now, all the evidence I have is fragmented. It doesn't form a complete picture. Rushing to tell you everything might not be a good idea. You could tell us what you do know. Maybe we can help you piece things together? Nikita falls silent. Haha, of course. If you rather not, that's fine too. Just a suggestion. Thank you, Mozinagant. But even if I can't tell you everything, I may still need your help. Help? Is it about that matter? Related to your protocol violation? It is, somewhat. You want our help without telling us the full story. You can't have it all, you know. I'll pay you. Alright, boss. What kind of service do you require? Senna, your attitude changed real quick. Who'd say no to money? You've known me long enough. I'll make sure you're compensated for your time, since this would eat into your free hours. A reasonable client. What a breath of fresh air. So, Nikita, tell us what you need help with. I'll need to assess the risk. I have a license plate number. I'd like you to trace the vehicle's travel history. See if it's been to any suspicious locations. The group exchanged glances. Nikita, you're not involved in anything too dangerous, are you? Asking us to track a law-abiding citizen? This isn't just about time or money anymore. Can you at least tell us why? Why isn't it just about money? Senna. Fine, got it, senior. Senna shuts her mouth. Nikita speaks again, somewhat guiltily. Sorry, I can't really tell you that either. A heavy silence hangs in the air. I know, it doesn't feel good to be forced into a situation without knowing anything. Honestly, I don't fully understand it all either, so I can't jump to any conclusions. But when I piece together the truth, I will tell you everything. And if this causes you any harm, I'll take full responsibility. Responsibility? What if helping you gets us fired from the PSA? I doubt it'll come to that, as long as we're careful. You shut up. Nikita pauses, then seems to make up her mind. If you do get fired, then I'll support you. Huh? I can take mercenary jobs in the contamination zones outside my main duties. They pay well, and I've already passed the qualifications. Whoa, wait a minute. What are you even talking about? Mosin Nagant rubs her forehead. Nikita, this is serious. Nikita stops talking and lowers her gaze. Sorry, that was thoughtless of me. I do need your help. Out of the trust we built working at Griffin, I chose to ask you. But you're absolutely right. It's not fair to you if I don't tell you anything. Oh? So are you going to tell us the inside story? I'll tell you parts of it, selectively. After Nikita finishes her account, the group falls into deep thought. That's a lot to take in. So you're saying the person tied to this license plate is definitely a criminal, and you suspect someone else is collaborating with them? Yes, the crime itself is already confirmed, but I haven't reported it yet to avoid tipping them off. I need more evidence to uncover who's ever behind him. So what we'd be doing is essentially assisting an investigation? That's one way to put it. Mozanagon takes in Nikita's calm but resolute face, and finally exhales. Alright, give me the license plate number. We'll head to the Ministry of Transport and dig around. And if you got other plans, please be careful. I do. Seriously? I also want to ask you to help me tell someone. Nikita pulls out a photo and slides it across the table. The image is shadowy and a bit blurry. Everyone leans in. This person, I think I've seen her before. You have? Where? I haven't been idle these past few days after working ODE 13. I've been picking up side gigs. A few days ago, I was working at a psych clinic and I saw this person. The uniform stood out, so it stuck in my mind. Really? Can you take me to that clinic? I can, but... Senin, you're not going to ask for more money now, are you? You mustn't. Why not? My intel is super useful. It will push your case forward a great deal. Right. How much do you want? No, Nikita. Don't encourage your crooked schemes. How is this crooked? Senior, you're poor precisely because you don't know how to hustle. Why, you little... While the two bicker, Mozanagon turns again to Nikita. I'm guessing you can't tell us why you want this person followed either. Sorry. With a sigh, Mozanagon leans in and places a hand on Nikita's. I'll say it again. Be careful. Nikita's calm gaze flickers slightly. Understood. Thank you all.
これで好きなことをする時間ができましたね。
Night in Odessa is far from quiet. Soft lights shine from the full height windows of high-rise buildings, calm and restrained. A tall figure stands at one such window, looking down at the cold cityscape. Mr. Scott, as I was just saying, Mangy Security's parent company has always had a good relationship with yours. We haven't forgotten whose help and support we've received to be able to establish ourselves in ODE 13. Please do pass that along to Mr. Rorik. Of course, everything we discuss in this call will be relayed to him verbatim, so please choose your words carefully, Miss Carmen. Naturally, I'll speak openly, so as long as it's within my knowledge and within my bounds. What Mr. Ruick seems most concerned about is the other technical team that it assembled. Until recently, Gerard's R&D team has been the unquestioned pioneer and leader in third-generation doll research. We will not tolerate any theft of Gerard's technological achievements at this critical juncture. Please don't let that trouble you. The tall woman glances at her subordinate who just entered the room and signals for silence. VSK-94's data has not been shared with the new technical team. Gerard remains in the lead when it comes to third-gen doll manufacturing. Locked down that tightly? So this doll codenamed VSK-94, how exactly does she differ from the others we've acquired from IOP? I don't know. Mangy Security was simply instructed to contain and hold onto the doll. We weren't given any access to related data. There's been no further directive from the council. Never mind. No point asking further. I'll go ahead and relay Mr. Ruick's orders then. Carmen raises her eyebrows at the word orders, but her tone remains respectful. Please do. There's no doubt that VSK-94 is special. However, Discovering the nature of her uniqueness will require your company's cooperation. Of course, we won't force Mangy Security to synchronize VSK-94's data, as that would place our loyal allies in violation of contract terms, which would hinder future cooperation and intelligence sharing. Instead, we hope Mangy Security will assign VSK-94 to a mission within Gerard's jurisdiction. After that, we will detain her under the pretense of trespassing on private property and perform a study on her frame. The findings from this research will be partially shared with our loyal allies. This method also offers a degree of deniability against accountability from it. What a meticulous and well-planned operation. I'll report the full plan to the general manager. Expect good news soon. The call ends. Carmen loosens her collar and sits down on the sofa. Subordinate, who has been waiting nearby, hands her a glass of red wine at just the right time. Pioneer, leader, technological achievements. Such bold words. Whatever, let's hear the report. Carmen takes a sip of wine and listens to the report. Halfway through, she frowns. Why was VSK-94 sent on a covert mission? It was probably due to a dispatching error. Probably. Originally, VSK-94 was assigned to a regular transport mission, but its task number, content, and destination overlapped with those of the covert mission, which resulted in a management error. Has Frontline management become this sloppy? I should discuss a personnel reshuffle with Christopher. The woman's lips curl into a chilling smirk. Was there any unusual behavior from VSK-94 afterwards? According to the neurolog inspection, it appears not. Neurologs from dolls aren't reliable. They can't even be used as formal evidence. That gives me a reason to suspect that VSK-94 has already discovered our covert operations. So, what's next? Next, since Gerard plans to use the trespassing excuse, why shouldn't I do the same? But before that, I want to make sure my piece is still where it should be. Understood. One more thing. What do we do about David? If it were just embezzlement, we could have just fired him, but he's come into contact with our covert business. This goes far beyond simple dismissal. His recklessness may cause us immeasurable losses. We can't keep him around anymore. So, unofficial disposal? No need to rush. I'll make sure his death is worthwhile. So, this is the place. Yeah, the vehicle owner whom you asked us to investigate, the one called David, shows up here the most frequently aside from Mangy Security's office and his home. Look, the street sign matches the one in the surveillance footage. The two dolls circle around the warehouse. Doors and windows are locked. Let's go in through the exhaust vent. Ugh, the exhaust vent? My clothes just got laundered. Fine, but you'd better reimburse me for cleaning. They crawl through the vent and enter the warehouse interior. Blech, so much dust. What a dump. And dark too. Nikita and Senan each pull out a flashlight and start searching. The flashlights gradually reveal the warehouse's structure. On the left side, many crates are stacked high on metal shelves. Nikita climbs up and inspects them one by one. Yes, all of them contain cans of Erdis. Something to the right of the rack catches Nikita's attention. She jumps down and approaches a worn-out sofa placed in the corner. Wait, this spot. She pulls out her terminal and retrieves the photo that Inessa had previously shown her. The one with the person holding a vial of Vitalis. The photo is low resolution, but based on the tears on the fabric, she can tell it's the same sofa. This photo was taken here? She closely examines the silhouette of the person in the image and compares it to David's profile from her neural cloud. Profile silhouette similarity, 70% match. So David isn't just slinging Endurus, but also Vitalis. A terrible hypothesis emerges in her neural cloud. Hey, Nikita, come look over here. I found something weird. Senin beckons at her from a distance. Nikita turns and walks towards her. My flashlight rolled under a shelf just now, and when I reached under it to get it, I found this. It looks like a toy, right? But it has comms and a camera. Kids' toys these days sure are fancy. Senin hands over a toy badge. It's a familiar toy PSA badge, with dried blood caked on it. Where exactly did you find this? Over there. You look kinda scary. Nikita walks to the indicated shelf and points her flashlight toward it. Nothing obvious stands out. ... She grips the rack and gives it a shake, then applies some force to push it aside. The old metal groans under the strain as it threatens to topple over, and Senin hurries over to right it. Whoa, slow down. Those crates on top are gonna fall. As the light hits the floor behind the shelf, bloodstains come into view. They're sloppily wiped, but still clearly visible. Is that blood? Hey. Don't tell me what you're investigating involves a murder, too. If that's the case, we really should report this to public security. Senin continues prattling, but Nikita is no longer listening. She stares at the bloodstains and grips the toy badge tightly. Yuna. Oh god. I hope it's not what I think it is. Alright. As night falls, people returning to the Satellite City crowd the commercial district, trying to shake off the day's fatigue under the neon lights. Penn Psychological Counseling, District D, number 1124. This is where you used to work part-time? Yeah, and right about now is when I'd be on shift as a cleaner. I already told the front desk to call in a temp. Phew. Cassandra stretches, watching the bustling crowd with boredom. I just want to point out that I know I've been saying Cassandra's name wrong the entire time, and I'm so sorry for it. I don't know how the way I've been saying it didn't come off as wrong to me, because I've been saying Senna for the longest time. It's Cassandra. Or Senin. I've been saying Senin this whole time for some reason, instead of saying Cassandra. And I also don't know if you're supposed to pronounce the K, but I'll pronounce it Cassandra. Ugh, I want to go shopping too. Nikita, we've been working full throttle today. First a warehouse out in the sticks, now a psych office. You'd better pay me for all this overtime. Nikita doesn't respond, seemingly lost in thought. Hey, Nikita, are you listening? Huh? Oh, I'm out of funds for now. I'll pay you back later. Cassandra eyes the clearly distracted Nikita and sighs. That badge, did it belong to someone important to you? Yuna's cheerful smile flashes through Nikita's neural cloud. I can't say for sure yet. Cassandra, stand guard out here. I'm going in. Alright, make it quick. At the workroom by the entrance, Nikita changes into a janitorial doll's uniform and pushes a cleaning cart into the office. The fit is a bit tight. The office is still open, but only a few people remain. Counseling room 1, room 4, archive room, there. The archive room isn't locked. Nikita pushes the door open. Despite the name, it's actually a server room. A terminal sits in the back corner for data retrieval. Let's see. She types a name into the terminal. A pop-up requests a password. Of course. Alright. As you can see, we got Nikita finally. We'll just have her. I want to test her out first, so we're gonna be just messing with her. Oh, sorry, Springfield. And you know what? Let's bring Trisena in. Why not? It's not really lore accurate because she's not with her, but we'll just take a turn. What does this do again? Oh yeah. What does she do? Oh, I know she applies. Yeah, we can do that. Did that do anything? Wait, she does. I didn't even know she does action support. That's crazy. I've been wanting to try to form a fire team, but I'm not entirely sure how I can go about that. I know QJ, I don't know her full name, but they call her QJ, or Jade. Her and Vector are like really good from what I've seen. I know this. Let me see. I mean, this is just killing them instantly anyways, so I can't really... Yeah, that's nice. Oh wait, we can just end this, right? No, we can't. Never mind. None of you. Okay. Yeah, but I need a burn team. Just go up there and kill him, or just throw that at him, I guess. Nice. She overrides control access. No more password blocks. She now has complete access to the archive database. Data floods into her neural cloud. She quickly spots the entry she needs. Found it. Inessa Gregorina Chervanova. Let's see if this will lead to any clues about Yuna. Excerpt from counseling session audio log number 700-123. Inessa Gregorina Chervanova. Counselor. Then let's begin. Alright. When you came in just now, I noticed you kept staring at this painting. Is there something special about it? The girl in the painting. She looks a lot like my daughter. You have a daughter? 10 seconds of silence. An adopted daughter, to be precise. Adopted? She must have an unusual background. She's the orphan child of a colleague. What happened to your colleague? 30 seconds of silence. I can't say. A painful memory? Yes, I was there when he died. He died for me, so I must raise his daughter well and provide her with the best life I can. This gift of life is incredibly heavy. It sounds like she means a great deal to you. She is my everything. At first, I truly did see her as just my colleague's orphan, but over the years we spent together, she has become my daughter in every sense. Even if we're not biologically related, she's still my daughter. Aside from her, is there anyone or anything else that's important to you? For a person, having multiple emotional anchors is essential. 1 minute of silence. Sorry. It's okay. There's no need to apologize. Let's talk about something else. Do you still engage in charity work? Yes, I occasionally donate to the orphanages or take Yuna along to do volunteer work. Is Yuna your daughter? Did she like going to the orphanage? I really enjoy doing that. She's such a kind child, always eager to help others. She does sound like a well-behaved child. More than just well-behaved, she has a strong sense of justice, like a little son. She loves watching the news and gets upset about anything unjust. Even when I tell her there's no such thing as perfect fairness in the world, she insists that even so, she wants to do her part to make things a little more fair. That sense of justice, did she pick it up from being around you? No, she's not like me. When it comes to things like fairness and justice, I've long since. Sound of a vibrating communicator, wrestling clothes, and a button being pressed. Sorry, urgent work call. No worries, let's end the session here for today. Then, end of recording. Yuna is her adopted daughter? I should listen to another one. Excerpt from counseling session audio log number 700-201. Anessa Grendorn-Vina Chernova. It's quite lively here today. Yes, there's a sharing event going on. The company even ordered some decent catering. How about a glass of Alden Landia water? Never heard that before. What's that? A beverage from my hometown. Apparently, it was all the rage ages ago because of its unique taste, and now it's back in production. Want to try it? No, I don't drink anything from outside. Professional habit? 5 seconds of silence. You could say that. That's fine. Let's talk about your hometown. Are there any distinctive foods? Mud cakes, dried grass. Sounds unappetizing. In the contamination zones, having anything to eat at all is considered lucky. You were born in a contamination zone? Yes. It must have been hard to climb all the way from there to your current position. Wrestling of clothes. It was easy, and also very hard. I sold my soul to get to where I am now. From this position, I have to do some very dangerous things. Whether I move forward or back, it's an abyss either way. Then your soul must be a great value. A value that can be discarded at any time. Let me ask you something. As an individual, would you rather be abandoned or choose to give up something yourself? 1 minute of silence. Fabric wrestling. Neither. I don't want to lose anything. You mean, if you give up your current position, you'll be left with nothing, right? Yes. You lose your daughter too? I don't know. My daughter, she loves police dramas. She always looked up to me. I'm afraid that if she found out the truth about what I do, she'd be disappointed and leave me. I can't accept that. I wouldn't be able to bear it. One moment. Before we go any further, I need to confirm something. Your work doesn't involve any illegal or criminal activities, does it? 30 seconds of silence. Of course not. So it's not illegal or criminal, but it's something you cannot openly talk about, is that right? Yes. That's fine. Electronic notification tone. Time's up. That's all for today's session. See you next week, Anessa. Goodbye. End of recording. Born in a contamination zone, sold her soul to gain her position. Was she talking about her current role at the Public Security Administration? Let's see if there's a more recent recording. Got it. Excerpt from Counseling Session Audio Log, number 710-317. Anessa Grevgorvina Chernova. 5 minutes of silence. Anessa, we've been doing these sessions for a whole year now, but I still feel like you're not truly opening up to me. Have I done something wrong? 5 more minutes of silence. I read your health report. Both your depression and anxiety have grown more severe. Are you sure coming here every week is actually helping? It is. 8 minutes of silence. I won't pressure you to reveal more than you're comfortable with. I do have to remind you, if our conversations continue to be so brief and unfocused, then the time and money you're spending here might not be giving you the value that they should. 10 seconds of silence. You really do care about your work. It's just basic professional ethics. 1 minute of silence. Communicator button being pressed. This helps. I just want someone to talk to. Understood. Then let's keep having conversations like this. Exiting level 2, Nikita stands in front of the terminal and reflects on the recording she just heard. Suddenly, she recalls the strange feeling she had when she first took on this mission. My entry into Mangy security was far too smooth. And from these recordings, it's clear that Anessa is hiding something. Plus, there's the surveillance footage of Yuna getting into David's car. Anessa must have some kind of connection to Mangy security. Nikita remembers the blood-stained badge. I need to record all this fragmented information and analyze it later. Right now, the top priority is finding Yuna.
予想より早く終わりましたね。
Nikita drives a transport truck along the roads of the contamination zone, occasionally pulling up a second map for comparison. Order 20710209. Same route, but the transportation time was nearly double the usual duration. Listed reason, a collapse storm. But it was a clear day. No such storm occurred. It must have been something else. Warning, you are off route. Recalculating. Nikita ignores the system alert and turns onto a different fork in the road. As they pass a massive landfill, Purulich, who had been quietly laying in the passenger seat, suddenly sits up and starts barking out the window. Are you picking up a scent similar to the blood sample? Woof woof. Alright, let's get out of here. Honestly, if I would bark for her. I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna say it. Following Klulich, Nikita enters the sprawling trash mounds that stretch into kilometers. Rubble, scrap metal, it's like a world long abandoned. Klulich leaps to an elevated spot, raises his head, and gently shakes it as if trying to pinpoint a scent in the air. Before Kulich can make a move, Nikita hears footsteps behind her. Who's there? Hey, how many times do I have to say it? This is my turf. You think you can mess with the king of this dump without facing his gun? Ow. Before he can even draw his pistol, a searing pain shoots through his wrist. He looks closely and realizes the doll, who was some distance away just a moment ago, is now standing silently right in front of him, gripping his wrist tightly. His gun clatters to the ground. Ow, ow, mercy, please, brave warrior. Take whatever you want, scavenge all you like. I'm not here to scavenge, I just need you to answer a few questions. You got it, I swear I'll tell you everything I know, ma'am. Have you seen this man before? Nikita pulls up a photo of David from her terminal and shows it to him. This guy, I don't recognize the face, but... The scavenger squints at the terminal, then slaps his forehead. Oh, that outfit. I've seen it before. A few months back, on the other side of this trash hill. He looked like he was burying something. When I saw him, he was facing off some elids. Burying what? Oh man, let me tell you, I was scared shitless. He had this black plastic bag and was surrounded by elids. To escape, he hurled the bag at them. Guess what? They ripped it open and a corpse fell out. Ugh, intestines and fingers flying everywhere. Just like in a horror flick. The scavenger gestures animatedly, but Nikita's expression grows grim. Where exactly did this happen? Take me there. Is this a murder case? Am I helping solve a case? Ha 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 ha. Cut the nonsense and move. This is it, I reckon. The scavenger leads Nikita to the other side of the trash hill. Months of wind and sand have buried all traces. There are no visible signs of the violence that he just described. But the scent of blood still lingers. As soon as Kutelich arrives, he starts barking and digging at a suspicious spot. Here? Nikita kneels down and begins sifting through the garbage with her hands. After a while, she stops. ... The scavenger leans over and sees Nikita staring blankly at something in her hand. It's a very small child's shoe, outer blue, tattered and broken. That... Before the scavenger can say anything, Kutelich, who had been wagging his tail beside Nikita, suddenly leaps up and barks fiercely behind them. Eep! Elids! What the hell? I thought this area was already cleared by hunters. The elids drool and growl ravenously as they close in. The scavenger's legs give out in fear. We're screwed. I didn't bring enough ammo. Step back. Huh? The scavenger stares dumbly as Nikita steps forward and plants herself in front of him. She cuts a sharp and resolute figure. I said step back. Leave this to me. Alright, let's see. Should be easy.
Target 確認.
Alright. I have my suspicion of what might be going on. I mean, maybe it's not what I think it is. But, you know, just based off of, you know, kind of the clues, I feel like something bad is gonna happen. I'm just curious how this is gonna end. Wow. Nice.
わかりました。
Oh man, oh there we go, that's what I wanted. I wanted to kill him too. I wonder if I can.
ターゲット。はい。
Oh, she doesn't have AoE, right? I heal if I kill him. I can't. Oh well.
給与が上がるんですか?
I hate that the grenade doesn't do AoE. It's kind of annoying. It's fine, I guess. Ooh, wait. Oh, we can do a basic attack. I'm not gonna waste the... Alright, do your special attack.
私がですか? 裁きを受けろ.
This isn't the meeting frequency we agreed on. Seeing each other too often increases the risk of exposure. I told you this before, didn't I? In a dimly lit room, Anissa and Nikita sit facing each other. Anissa seems irritated. Gone is the warmth and friendliness she showed at their initial meeting. So, what do you want this time? I'll be direct, Anissa. Are you in contact with Mangy Security? Anissa raises an eyebrow. Do you know what you're saying? I suspect my superior is a mole for Mangy Security. To make that kind of accusation, you must have quite a bit of evidence. Go on then. Not hard proof, but... Then save it. I didn't expect the doll to be delusional. Or maybe, the alleged performance defects of your frame model, the ones used to justify your dismissal, weren't fabricated at all? Anissa remains unfazed. Listen, Nikita, if you don't want this mission, you can back out. I only picked you because you seem to understand the concepts of justice and duty better than other dolls. In other words, you're the best option, but not the only one. ... Though I do need to correct what I said earlier. Given your performance so far, if you do choose to quit, I won't allow you to return to the Public Security Administration. In fact, I'll request to have all your neural logs purged, just to ensure no confidential information leaks. Nothing personal, it's protocol. Anissa speaks casually, but Nikita hears the veiled threat in her words. I don't care what you think of me, but you do seem to be contradicting yourself. What do you mean? You keep emphasizing how replaceable I am, while at the same time making a threat after threat to stop me from quitting. So which is it? Do you want me gone or not? It's up to you. I'm just making the consequences clear. I'm not leaving. I'll keep investigating. Investigating what? Whether I'm Mangy Security's mole? No. I want to find out what happened to Yuna, and bring whoever hurt her to justice. The tension in the room shifts the instant Nikita utters the name. Anissa's eyes widen slightly. For a moment, she's speechless. After a while, she finally finds her voice. It wavers as she speaks. You said, hurt? What happened to Yuna? What have you found? Nikita pulls the bloodstained badge and broken shoe out of her backpack. Speaking softly, she recounts how she discovered that a Mangy Security employee had been stealing company property, and how she found Yuna's toy badge in his warehouse. And this shoe? I hacked that colleague's transport terminal and checked his delivery logs. Out of the 78 completed runs along this particular route, 77 took almost exactly the same amount of time, within 3 hours of variance. But one delivery, on February 9th this year, took almost twice as long. That delivery's timestamp matches closely with when Yuna got into his car in the surveillance footage, just a day or two earlier. So while doing another delivery run, I took a detour to investigate the route. That's when I found the landfill and this shoe. Anissa falls silent. She turns the badge and shoe over and over in her hands, as if searching for any trace of life on the inert objects. At last, she looks up and asks with a trembling voice, "Did you find Yuna? Or her?" For the first time, Nikita recognizes the emotion known as heartbreak in Anessa's eyes. It makes her hesitate to speak the whole truth. "No, these two things are all I found." Anissa says nothing. She just stares at the objects in front of her, as if trying to trace Yuna's story through them, as if bracing herself to face a pain that might be too great to bear. Anissa's breathing is clearly audible in the silence. It is the kind of ragged breath that gives the illusion of someone drowning. Beep, 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 beep. The sound of an incoming call pierces the silence like a knife breaking through ice. The air seems to flow again. Anissa glances at the communicator beside her. On the screen flashes a codename she both fears and despises. She collects herself. "Hello? Yes, I'm listening." Anissa stands up and walks to the window. After a moment, she glances back at Nikita. "She didn't report anything about that incident to me. She only said she encountered the Viagers and lost a shipment. Even if she did learn something, I can file to have her neural cloud reformatted through completely legal and proper channels. No loose ends." "Hold off for now." "Alright. So it was a task assignment error. No wonder. I'd be wondering why she was assigned to run that route. Should I dispatch a team of public security officers to the location?" "Understood. I've taken note." As the person on the other end of the line seems ready to hang up, Anissa hurriedly stops them. "Wait, may I speak with Yuna? Just for a moment? There are things I'd like to say to her." "We'll be allowed to meet after the mission?" "Alright." The call disconnects. Anissa remains by the window. Outside, a light rain begins to fall. Droplets trail down the glass, passing over her reflected face and vanishing into the night. Maybe it wasn't even Yuna's. The probability isn't absolute. But who was it? Who was what? "The suspect, the smuggler of the illicit drugs. Your colleague? What's his name?" David Evans." "David Evans." Anissa grips the badge in her hand. Its sharp edges dig into her palm. Like frenzied thorns growing from beneath a crumbling ruin, a burning zeal fills Anissa with a newfound sense of purpose. David Evans. David Evans. David Evans. Anissa murmurs the name over and over, like a sorceress in the forest casting a dark, grotesque spell. "Anissa? Ma'am?" Ha, ha ha. It's all utter bullshit." "What are you talking about?" At the sound of Nikita's voice, Anissa clutches her own throat with both hands tightly. Stop it. Stay back." Anissa gasps for breath, her nails digging into her neck. After a while, her breathing steadies, and her eyes slowly clear. She looks at Nikita again. "Nikita, are you interested in learning the truth?" "Pardon?" "About things from the past, and things that are about to happen to you in the future. I originally planned to help that vampire trick you to the end, so that when the mission ended, I could take Yuna and leave it all behind. But now that Yuna's gone, nothing matters anymore. If I don't fight back, I'll be bled dry in the end too." And if that happens, I have no way to avenge her. Yes, while I'm still in the game. Nikita sees a dark flame dancing in Anessa's eyes. The all-consuming flame of hatred. But this intel doesn't come free. I need your help. She spits out the words with vehement clarity. I want revenge.
任務完了。値下げキャンペーンがあるから早く帰ろう。
Dang, this is crazy. Yeah, this is crazy. Like I figured that it might have been her body, but I didn't actually think it'd be true. I mean, we still don't have evidence, right? I mean, we don't know if that shoe was actually hers or not, but it's just, we don't know yet. But it kind of seems like that. At dusk, several mainly security transport trucks enter the docks at the port. We've arrived at the port. 3 more cargo zones until we reach the target location. Listen carefully, Nikita. I'll repeat this one more time. Your mission this time, officially, is to restock the goods that were lost in the previous delivery. But due to the supplier's last-minute schedule change, they can no longer make the delivery. You and your team are to collect the cargo yourselves. However, this is in fact an abduction targeting you. An armed group will intercept you shortly. For some unknown reason, they intend to capture you first. Don't make it too easy. Put up a bit of a fight just to keep up the act. Got it. Have you installed the remote controlled component I gave you? Yes. Good. If they shut you down, I'll reboot you remotely. When you wake up, stay still. Understood. After passing 3 cargo zones, the lead vehicle halts. Nikita sees David jump down from the truck and signaled for them to disembark. Are we to wait here, Captain David? According to the mission brief, this is the place. Just, if it weren't for those damn Viagers, we wouldn't have to make this trip. David, is that the one you said took Yuna away? Nikita taps her earpiece twice. That's the agreed upon signal for transmitting information covertly when there's someone nearby. Someone's coming. Hey, over here. A shadow looms within the fog. David waves at it, but stops short when it gets closer. That's not human. The first thing to emerge from the fog is a cold gun barrel. Behind the automation, a wave of red lights flickers to life, as if dozens of eyelid eyes are readying for the hunt. What's going on? Aren't we here to pick up cargo? The armed automation halts in front of them. Warning, this is private property. Trespassers must surrender immediately, drop their weapons, and submit to questioning. Warning, this is private property. Trespassers must surrender immediately, drop their weapons, and submit to questioning. Private property? Captain David, they're not here for trade. We're under attack. Wait, hold on. Alright, how are we gonna go about this? Alrighty.
Hi. チップはもらうよ。了解しました。
Yeah, I don't know why it's lagging so much. Doggy. Damn. Wasted that. Ooh, nice. Seeing that they are outnumbered, many members of the transport team drop their weapons to save their own necks. Seizing the moment, Nikita suddenly twists her ankle and collapses on the spot. The attacking automation takes the bait and slams its arm into Nikita's side. Ah, I got hit. Nikita feigns pain and flops to the ground. That was not very convincing. No? But they're low-grade droids, not dolls. They probably won't notice. Good thing they're just droids. Nikita lies motionless. She feels one of the automations move to her side. Target secured. Now executing forced shutdown. In the next instant, Nikita loses all sensory and cognitive functions.
これで好きなことをする時間ができましたね。
Frame function check complete. System self-diagnostic complete. Power supply activated. Remaining power 100%. Accessing neural backup. Connection established. Loading neural cloud 5%, 20%, 35%. When her senses return, Nikita keeps her eyes closed. Through her sense of touch and internal sensors, she can tell that she is laying flat, her body rocking gently in transit. The journey seems steady. Nikita opens her eyes just a crack. Within her limited field of vision, she sees that she is inside some sort of repair pod. Above her is a large piece of carved transparent glass. Beyond the glass is a space that appears to be a laboratory. Nikita, are you awake? After a burst of static, Inessa's whisper comes through her earpiece. Yes, I'm in a lab. The identity of my kidnappers is unknown. The one who gave me the order and the ones who kidnapped you don't seem to be from the same faction. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked me to send a public security team to extract you. They may be collaborating, but their alliance is most likely superficial. At this point, all I know is that the one issuing me orders goes by the name Sharktooth. Sounds like a code name. Gender unknown, identity unknown. It's up to you to figure out what you can from the kidnappers. I'll do my best. Do you know where the other Mangy security members are being held? No. We've stopped. Ending transmission for now. Nikita closes her eyes. She senses a faint vibration through her frame. A few seconds later, she hears the pod door open, then feels the cold flowing air of the lab on her skin. Multiple sets of footsteps move past either side of her frame. She senses the data ports on her body being accessed. I've left VSK and 94 sidearm here. Alright, by the way, can the doll run a performance test while in sleep mode? Yeah, with the latest upgrade. That function's included. It's too risky to boot her up. This model has incredible combat performance. The defense droids in our lab might not stand a chance. Speaking of which, we've taken in many dolls produced by IOP, with more or less the same specs. Why is this VSK-94 flagged for special containment? Isn't that why we're doing unpaid overtime today? Stop speculating, just get to work. Nikita feels data cables being plugged into her ports. Some large machinery hums from a short distance, and the footsteps gradually fade away. She opens her eyes slightly and sees a few researchers gathered around an electronic screen, engaged in discussion. Aside from the exceptional high combat performance, I'm not really seeing anything special here. So should we report the findings as is? What if the brass gets mad that we found nothing after they caused such a stir? Maybe we should dismantle her frame and inspect it thoroughly. Could it be some hidden firmware only triggered under special conditions? Routine tests wouldn't pick that up. It's possible, but we need to relocate. The equipment here isn't sufficient. Why does it say the target frame is Before the researcher can react, a swift strike from behind knocks him out cold. As another researcher tries to flee, Nikita whips a broken data cable around him and yanks him back, then drives her knee into his stomach. Kapwa. A stun gun? Good thing I've used one before. She grabs the weapon from the researcher and aims at the one who's heading for the alarm, only for her arm to be pulled askew by the groggy researcher that she hasn't finished off. Bang. The electrified dart hits the floor. Nikita pivots and fires at the attacker who disrupted her. Ag. 50,000 volts send him twitching to the ground. Just as she turns to deal with the last survivor, an ear-splitting alarm starts blaring. The lab door bursts open instantly, and a squad of mechanical guards pour in. Tisk. Nikita falls back, grabs her sidearm, and dives behind cover. A brutal fight seems inevitable. Enemy units are numerous, not to mention presence of heavy machines. Letting them keep pouring in like this is not the way to go. Eliminate one wave first, then find a way to close the gate. Okay, let's go. Alright. Oh, she's all by herself over here. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard, right? Who are we missing? Solo.
Target 確認.
Yeah. We've seen it all before. Sure, why not? Oh well, we just have to kill this thing.
ですか?
Oh, we have to leave as well. Oops.
逃がしません. はい. かりました。
Oh man.
はい。給与が上がるんですか。わかった。了解。はい。
Nikita manages to get the lab doors to slam shut, locking out most of the reinforcements. Nikita quickly dispatches the remaining defense automations inside. Then, she catches the sight of a sneaky figure trying to slink away. Hey, stop right there. Eek! It's the researcher who evaded her shot and hit the alarm. While she fumbles on the floor for a dropped weapon, Nikita strides over. Stay back. Save yourself the effort. You can't beat me in a fight. Now, get over here. She twists the woman's arm and shoves her over to the lab terminal. Unlock it. No. Nikita fires a shot near her feet. The blast makes the researcher flint and cower. Don't shoot. I'll do it. The terminal is soon unlocked. Nikita delivers a swift chop to the back of the researcher's neck, then catches her as she slumps forward and places her aside. Even though the password's unlocked, I should switch to level 2. It'll boost the search and processing speed. She enters level 2 and starts scanning for the keywords in the torrent of data. Soon, she notices that some of the data in the terminal has been corrupted. Did she sabotage the system before I knocked her out? I shouldn't have been so hasty. Wait, what's this? She opens an attachment in an email and finds a list. List of required samples for technical optimization of 3rd generation doll models. The attachment is a long roster of doll photos and names. Many are former Griffin dolls. She quickly finds her own profile. Aside from the basics, some information is beyond her understanding. Sender, Sharktooth. The same Sharktooth that Anissa mentioned? Participants of Project Nebula Wind. Project Coronel Hull. Priority Containment Subject. What on earth are these? Scrolling further, she spots 2 familiar faces. OTS-14 and DP-12? Why are they also here? OTS-14, like Nikita, is flagged for special attention. Meanwhile, DP-12's profile is nearly blank aside from her basic information. None of this makes sense. This will need further investigation. First, let me copy everything. After exiting level 2, she hears pounding from outside the doors. At the same time, a call from Anissa comes through. Any findings? For a moment, Nikita can hear strange noises on Anissa's end. This seems to be a temporary lab. Useful data is scarce, but I did find some things. Sending them to you now. Wait, what's that whimpering sound? It's Coolidge, don't you remember? You left it with me. Things also sound pretty bad on your end. The security droids are about to breach. I've got 5 minutes max. She hits send. The progress bar crawls slowly on the terminal screen. Should be enough. My public security team's in position around the building. By the way, are you really set on this? Nikita tosses the unconscious researchers into a repair pod and shuts the lid. Then starts searching for disassembly tools. Set on what? Staying with Mangy security. Wasn't that the plan we discussed? Finding the tools, Nikita sits and begins dismantling her own leg. Going undercover isn't easy. The pressure of being discovered is one thing, but worse is having to do things that go against your values. You thought about this before, and even though you complied, I know you didn't agree with it. I didn't. That's why I kept digging. I've reported the Erdis lead to the proper authorities. They'll act on it. She removes several micro-explosives from her open frame. She plants them on the doors in the terminal. I might not be able to contain all the damage, but I'll save as many lives as I can. That's my philosophy. Now that Sharktooth is starting to suspect me, the next step will be a full neural cloud reformatting if they uncover anything else, right? Yes, but I don't think they want to resort to that. They seem to be more interested in the data generated by your original neural cloud processes. Then this is a necessary step. She attaches the final explosive to her own frame. If I destroy my current neural cloud backup, they'll notice it when they run diagnostics on me. That'll serve as proof that I remain completely in the dark. It's the only way for me to stay at Mangi. With you helping from the outside, we stand a chance of uncovering who Sharktooth really is, and what they're plotting. Besides, like I said before, what? If it's something that helps people, something that's right, I'll do it. And by people, I mean everyone I can perceive, not just those defined by the rulebook. Anissa chuckled softly through her earpiece. I really was right about you, though I never knew you were this optimistic. Maybe it's just part of my foundational programming. Say, is your tech team reliable? Bridging such a powerful bomb here won't blow my neural cloud to smithereens, will it? No promises. Figures. Nikita grabs the detonator. Just like you said, this is a necessary sacrifice. Keep my neural log safe. I'll see you on the other side. With that, Nikita presses the detonator button without hesitation.
任務完了。容疑者は全員逮捕しました。
了解。わかった。前進。はい。
昇進？私がですか？現行犯で逮捕する。
はい。
昇進？私がですか？目標沈黙。
A thunderous explosion erupts from the other end of the call. Anissa doesn't linger. She switches her comms to another channel while keeping her gun-wielding hand raised and steady. Reach now. Get Nikita out. Detain the rest of Mangy security personnel. One's missing? Something nudges her weapon. Anissa glances down and presses her gun harder against its target. Doesn't matter. Leave the search for later. First, get Nikita out. She hangs up. Anissa squats down, moving the muzzle of her gun from David's forehead to under his chin. What were you shouting about just now? Hoping Nikita would come to your rescue? Anissa yanks out the gag from his mouth. You crazy bitch. Who the hell are you? Think carefully before you speak. You call me crazy? You're not much better yourself. You have doll syndrome, don't you? What the hell are you talking about? I don't understand a damn thing. That's okay. I just want you to take a look at something. Do you know this girl? Anissa pulls out a photo and holds it in front of him. The moment he sees the photo, he visibly panics and averts his gaze. No, I don't know her. I never seen her. That's right, never seen her. Bang. Anissa shoots him in the foot. Arg. Anissa grabs his hair, forcing him to look her in the eyes. Never seen her. Want me to help you jolt your memory? I haven't seen her. Talk straight and I might leave your corpse intact. Anissa fires another shot, this one grazing David's thigh. He screams in agony. Don't delude yourself that anyone's coming to save you. To your company, you're trash. Actually, no. Trash at least has recycling value. You don't even have that. So I'll ask you again. Have you seen this girl? I haven't. No, wait. I have seen her. David's expression goes blank. His terror transforms into mania. I have seen her. But it wasn't a person. It was a doll that looked just like her. What I killed was a doll. It was a doll, so it didn't really count as killing, right? Disassembled, damaged, destroyed? Anyway, I did nothing wrong. What I destroyed was a doll. Beneath her sleeve, veins bulge along Anissa's arm. She takes a deep breath and steadies her voice. Tell me, why? Why did you destroy her? Why? Because she was a doll. Why the hell should a real, superior, dignified human like me have to escort a lowly, filthy doll? Dolls may look like little girls, but they're crafty. She saw me taking drugs, saw me stealing cargo. I couldn't let her live. She had to die. So, you killed her. Anissa's finger tightens on the trigger. Her voice trembles. Killed? That's not the right word. It was a disassembly. I tore her into pieces, stuffed her into a bag. So much red tissue and lubricant came pouring out of her. It took me fucking forever to clean up. Then I packed her into a plastic bag. I was looking for a scrapyard, wanted to make a little money. His voice, like a rusted blade grating through the air, pierces Anissa's skull and tears up the last shred of her sanity. Her breath quickens, as if the oxygen is draining from the room. She braces against the wall with one hand, still holding the gun with the other. David's maniacal face begins to blur in front of her. No, not yet. She grips the pistol with her other hand to prevent an accidental discharge. Forcing herself to look at him, she pushes words through gritted teeth. And then? Then I found a garbage dump, but I ran into Elids on the way. Couldn't let myself get eaten by Elids. I've got profitable gigs to run. So you used Yuna's body as bait to save yourself. That wasn't a body. Erg. Bang. Anissa can't take it anymore. She shoves the muzzle of her gun into David's hand and fires straight into his palm. You killed her. You killed her. She was a person. A person. A person. She could feel pain. She could feel. She was alive. A human being. She shoots him in the throat. Ugh. How does that feel? That pain you feel now, that's what she felt. Even though I don't want to admit you're a human, but this is what you did. You murderer. You murderer. Broken sobs echo through the warehouse, but the gunshots continue. Eyes, thighs, mouth. Anissa keeps pulling the trigger, not noticing that the lifeless body has already stopped breathing. She fires the final bullet, then she lowers her arm. Before her lies a mangled, unrecognizable pile of flesh, crumpled grotesquely at her feet. The warehouse is cold, but the rage has left her hot and breathless. She picks up the photo that had fallen to the ground. It's soaked with blood, but the girl's smile in the image is still warm and sweet. Anissa wipes the blood from the photo with her fingers. Huff. She lets out a wretched sob, like a lioness who finds her cub long dead. After a while, she finally speaks, her voice hoarse from her earlier outburst. I've killed too, but I don't regret it. I avenged you, Yuna. Mama avenged you. But this is just the beginning. I won't stop until all vengeance is served. I promise you. Night 2071. He's extremely dissatisfied. This operation yielded no usable intel, and we lost a research facility for nothing. Worse yet, the Public Security Administration is now watching us. What do you intend to do about this? Please don't worry. We'll take full responsibility. Our interests are aligned with the Gerard groups. Aligned? Or are you just greedy for more? So many simple missions ended in failure. Aren't we right to suspect your loyalty? You're joking. Where's the evidence of divided loyalty? Humph. Since the URNC government dispatched the chairman to oversee Odessa, their policies have clearly aimed to strip us of control. You've certainly profited from those changes, haven't you? I don't know about business, but the message I've received from above is clear. We fully support your group's actions. Fully support or fully obstruct? Maybe someone else is doing the obstructing. What do you mean? It fears the power of the Gerard group. That's a bold and dangerous accusation. You're leading third-generation doll technology, standing at the forefront of the era, and those who stick their nets out often have guns pointed at them. If your group insists on forcing your way into Project Coronel Hull, you'll attract even more attention. Including yours? Carmen lets out a sigh. Actually, just before the conference call, I got the general manager's approval. We'll bypass the terms and conditions of Project Coronel Hull and begin synchronizing VSK-94's data to your group going forward, to support your R&D plans. It might just take a little longer. VSK-94 was seriously damaged in the incident, and we're doing everything we can to repair her. Although we don't quite understand what's so special about her, to show our loyalty and unwavering support to your group, we are willing to do everything in our power to help the Gerard group stay ahead in the third-generation doll development. If this had been your attitude from the start, I wouldn't have doubted you so much. It was our oversight. As an apology, we'll build a new research facility for Gerard. Additionally, our current research into anti-elid technology can also be shared with your group, to some extent. Understood. I'll report this to the CEO. Also, I'd like to know, how do you plan to deal with the Public Security Administration? We found a scapegoat. Handing him over to the authorities should suffice. You can rest easy on that matter. In a few days, you'll see the results on the news. Alright, we'll await your update. Let's leave it here for today. Goodbye. Transmission terminated. Carmen turns to look at her subordinate. How's the David situation being handled? All the materials have been compiled. I'll forward them to Miss Anissa shortly. Good. Smuggling illicit drugs, unauthorized access, triggering a mech riot, and killing an important bargaining chip. That man has outlived his usefulness. Dead men tell no tales. But we may lose our grip on Miss Anissa. Didn't we agree to let her meet her daughter after the mission? You mean... Carmen swirls her wine glass. The deep red liquid casts a somber hue across everything. Once the mission is over, let her meet her daughter.
任務完了。容疑者は全員逮捕しました。
A month later. When Nikita awakens again, Anissa is standing by the repair pod. She looks around. It's a small room, cozy and lived in. On a nearby cabinet, a cute plushie in a PSA uniform stares at her with beady eyes. Are you really sure about this? Didn't we have this conversation a month ago, before the explosion? Ah, looks like the neural backup did sync properly. How's your month at Mangy Security been? Same as before, routine logistics missions. I inspected every shipment. No drugs. Lying low after what happened is only natural. They're biding their time. But honestly, are you really going to stay at Mangy Security? Even if you avoided Shark Tooth's purge for now, based on what I know of them, they won't let go of their suspicions that easily. They've probably grown suspicious of me too. At this rate, the intel you'll be able to gather from the inside might be negligible. Nikita is silent for a moment. She steps out of the repair pod and flexes her joints. Did you see the report on David? I did. A few days ago after the lab incident, they named him the mastermind. He was already dead though, reportedly shot by the lab's mechanical guards by mistake. Just like you said, these security firms backed by major corporations always have ways to avoid liability. As long as they produce a scapegoat, the fallout is minimal. David was guilty, yes, but he was just a puppet. The puppeteer is still in the shadows. That's why I want to drag him out into the light. At first, I joined the Public Security Administration just to protect those around me. But now, I've realized that dealing with crimes in the open isn't enough. Nikita walks up to the window. Heavy clouds blot out the sun. The satellite city is waking again to continue its slow decay. But slim doesn't mean none, does it? Especially since I have something they want. Even if I can't obtain any intel, just being inside means there will be a time when I'm needed. Besides, Nikita looks into the distance. I found a few former colleagues of mine on that list, which means this might be connected to Griffin too. And if it is, then someone I know will likely get implicated. Conspiracies and darkness fester in the shadows just beyond the sunlight. If I don't step into it myself, I'll never uproot the sickness that lies beneath, and I won't be able to protect the things I truly want to protect. She turns back to face Anissa. Her face is in shadow, but her blue eyes shine brightly. I don't want to lose anything important ever again. Anissa looks down at her hand and smiles. Only then does Nikita notice the toy badge in Anissa's hand. The bloodstains on it have been wiped clean. You're a lot like Nikki. Nikki? She's a character from a cartoon that Yuna loved. A detective. Honest, righteous, selfless. No wonder Yuna adored her. No wonder she adored you. About Yuna. She always said that when she grew up, she wanted to be like me. To be a public security officer and protect the people of the satellite cities. One day, when she was still very young, I took her to the city's museum. That's where she first learned about the contamination zones. On the way home, she kept asking me, Mama, if I become a public security officer, can I protect the people in the contamination zones too? Yuna, the contamination zones aren't under the PSA's jurisdiction. Then where do I have to go to protect the people there? Well, Mama doesn't really know. Yuna, contamination zones are very big and very dangerous places. Isn't it better to stay in the satellite city? Mama protects the satellite cities. The little girl tugs on Anissa's hand. Mama came from a contamination zone too, right? I want to protect more people like you. Sometimes I wonder, if someone like Yuna had rescued me from the contamination zone back then, would everything be different now? She treated everyone around her with such pure kindness. I'm not very good at comforting people. Anissa exhales deeply, pulling herself out of her emotions. No need to comfort me. I just figured, since we'll be working together long term, and trust is the foundation of cooperation, I might as well tell you a bit of my past. She straightens up slightly. I used to belong to the Neo-Soviet Military Special Intelligence Unit. I was embedded as an undercover agent in the URNC's public security system. The Neo-Soviet military. That's right, that faction's gone now, but back then, we were just pawns at the very bottom of the food chain. Back then, they claimed we were working for a better tomorrow, for justice and global order. At first, I only joined to get by, to put food on the table, but for a time, I truly believed in the work. I thought, if we won, people like me would finally be protected. But all we did was hurt more people like me. I could never tell Yuna about that. I was not a good role model for her. She takes a sip of water and continues. After General Carter fell from power, my colleague and I returned to our military base to erase our files, but somehow, all of our data had already vanished. During the retreat, my colleague was shot dead by opposition forces while covering me. Before he died, he entrusted Yuna to me. So you're not even from the URNCA? I wanted to become a citizen, to live like a normal person, under the sun. Until Shark Tooth found me. They had my files. They used it to blackmail me into using my rank and authority to carry out their dirty work. And they took Yuna away from me under the guise of protection. I tried to uncover their identity, but they're too elusive. They never appear in public. I found no clues. Nikita remains silent. Does your sense of justice urge you to arrest me right now? Your crimes are for the court to decide. For now, we're just partners. The court. Depends on whose court it is. But you're right, we're partners right now, and we have more important matters to deal with, one step at a time. For you, it's about exposing the real mastermind. For me, it's revenge for Yuna. I feel so very guilty. Her voice grows faint. It's impossible to tell if she's speaking to Nikita or to herself. She could have become the person she always dreamed of being, but her life got snuffed out because of my weakness. If only I'd taken her and run, I could have given up everything, my status, my identity. She already became who she dreamed of being. Anissa watches as Nikita walks over and takes the toy badge from her hand. Nikita presses a few spots on the badge. Anissa's private terminal beeps. This is... She takes out her terminal and sees an unread message. Upon opening it, she finds a photo, taken from Nikita's perspective, showing herself. This toy badge is capable of taking and sending pictures. The anonymous informant who provided that photo you gave me before was Yuna. Anissa stares blankly at the photo. Even when her own life was in danger, She chose to uphold the justice in her heart and sent valuable information to the person she trusted most. She already became the person she dreamed of being. Listening to Nikita's voice, so much softer than usual, Anissa slowly rubs the badge with her fingers. Nikita, you're actually surprisingly good at comforting people. She slowly buries her face in her hands. It is a silent cry of grief. Nikita averts her eyes. Her gaze happens to land on the plushie sitting on the cabinet dressed in a PSA uniform. It too silently watches over the sorrowful woman. That is what VSK 94 Nikita has gone through. She's still working undercover inside Meiji security and will be sending us intel periodically. Commander, Rosa is also on that list, so please take extra precautions and stay vigilant. The Elmo travels smoothly on the road to Liva. Outside the window, the sky is thick with clouds, and the view is dim. I suddenly find myself picturing Nikita's golden hair, radiant as the morning sun. I'm gonna take a picture of this real quick. Even in a murky, shadowed world, that clear path is reflected in her brilliant blue eyes. The thought makes me smile quietly, and I try to hold her image in my mind for as long as I can. Alright, Colleen, I understand. By the way, Nikita asked me to pass along a message to you. What is it? I will lie in wait in the darkness, but if you ever need me, I'll meet you in the light, boss. Damn. That was heavy. Yeah, that was pretty intense. Really sad too. But I really enjoyed this. It's just everything that happened was so crazy. And it is interesting to know that Groza is also on the list. So I'm curious to see what they do with that. But yeah, if you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments. If you liked it, leave a like. And hey, we're getting a new event on September 4th. Yeah, September 4th. 3 dolls. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Luckily, they're not releasing all at the same time, but still, that's a whole lot. But as always, again, if you liked it, leave a like. If you made it this far, leave a comment. And subscribe if you want to. And I will see you whenever. Bye-bye.